Red Dead Redemption 2 is a story-rich open-world adventure where the entire Wild West is at your fingertips. The year is 1899, when shootouts and robberies are part of everyday life. You play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw whose only goal is to survive in a harsh world where countless people want him dead. The action-packed narrative and crisp gameplay are complemented by an honor system that affects the story based on your choices. Will you be a noble hero or a ruthless vigilante? This decision impacts the dialogue, ending, and how NPCs interact with you. If you want a story-based adventure you can sink hours into, then Red Dead Redemption 2 is a phenomenal option. Persona 5 Royal is a masterclass on what makes a fantastic RPG. The plot follows Joker, a high school student by day and a phantom thief by night. The gameplay blends dungeon crawling with visual novel segments and life simulation to create one of the most unique JRPG RPGs on Steam. As a phantom thief, Joker can enter a parallel dimension called the Metaverse, where humanity's evil is personified in physical form. The goal is to reform the most wicked people in Japan by defeating their metaverse counterparts. With its action-packed turn-based combat, enthralling story, and gorgeous art style, Persona 5 Royal is a must-play for fans of the genre. What if you lived in a world where you could do whatever you wanted? Welcome to Grand Theft Auto 5, an open-world game where the city of Los Santos is yours to explore and cause as much chaos without getting caught. You want to steal a plane and fly around the city? You can do that and so much more. If you want a more story-rich experience, you can follow the main campaign about three criminals, Michael DeSanta, Franklin Clinton, and Trevor Phillips, who are coerced into committing a series of heists by a crooked government. While GTA 5 has multiplayer features, the story mode is a thrill to play alone with hours of content to keep you engaged. Inspired by the cult classic game Earthbound, Undertale challenges every RPG trope with its thought-provoking spin on turn-based combat. Each battle gives you the choice to fight or settle things peacefully. These decisions are crucial since they affect the story, ending, and how the NPCs perceive you. The plot begins with your character falling into an underground cave where monsters have built a society. You explore the world from a top-down perspective, encountering many hilarious enemies, charming characters, and clever puzzles along the way. There's no better Metroidvania on Steam than Hollow Knight. You play as a mysterious knight who explores the eerily gorgeous caverns of the fallen kingdom, Hallownest. Each area feels like stepping into a gothic painting thanks to the stunning hand-drawn art style and beautiful yet macabre atmosphere. Hollow Knight offers a delightful challenge as you explore its open world. The game will put your platforming skills to the test with its many well-hidden secrets and tough bosses. With so much to discover, you can easily sink dozens of hours into this haunting adventure. Take Greek mythology, combine it with anime-esque action, and you get Hades. This roguelike follows Zagreus, the son of Hades, who hack and slashes through hordes of demons in an attempt to escape the underworld. Just like any other roguelike, you play multiple runs and try to get further each time. What makes Hades stand out is its compelling story, which progresses with every playthrough whether you win or die. To top it off, the stellar voice acting and well-fleshed-out mythological characters will keep you enthralled throughout each run. You need a PC game to help you relax. The Sims 4 has your back. It's a cozy life simulator where you design Sims, build them a house, help them find true love, and watch them raise a family. Or you can lock them in the basement and burn the place down. The world is yours to create or destroy to your heart's content. It's easy to spend hours furnishing your dream home, designing Sims, and managing their lives. However, many fun and bizarre things can happen if you want to spice things up. For instance, you might turn into a vampire or have an affair with the Grim Reaper. The best part is that the base game is available for free. Portal has become one of the most famous puzzle games ever, thanks to its innovative portal gun mechanic. To solve brain teasers, you must shoot portals onto the walls and floors to teleport objects and yourself around various rooms. The game begins with Chell waking up in a mysterious test chamber run by a sadistic yet hilarious AI named GLaDOS. You explore the laboratory from a first-person perspective, solve physics-based puzzles, and unravel the dark secret of why you were brought here. With a perfect blend of mystery and sarcastic comedy, Portal is the ideal single-player puzzle game. If you're looking for a terrifying horror game, Doki Doki Literature Club is the way to go. Things seem innocent enough when your classmate, Sayori, invites you to join her after-school club. Little do you know that this seemingly cutesy group is hiding a blood-curdling secret. Come for the poems, stay for the murders. Doki Doki Literature Club uses psychological horror to create thrilling suspense without relying heavily on gore or jump scares. Since it's a visual novel, the gameplay is very dialogue-focused. Still, the gripping mystery and many plot twists make it hard to put down until you've discovered the shocking truth. In Vampire Survivors, you're placed in randomly generated levels and surrounded by hordes of monsters. As a roguelike, the goal is to play multiple runs and try to survive longer each time. You do so by finding weapons, upgrading items, and mowing down armies of demons with hack and slash and shoot 'em up combat. Don't let the simplistic pixel graphics fool you. This game offers a decent challenge. Thankfully, the longer you live, the more characters, weapons, and relics you unlock for subsequent playthroughs. While it has a co-op mode, Vampire Survivors is a blast to play by yourself thanks to its rewarding gameplay loop and fast-paced action. Eyes of P puts a spin on the classic fairy tale of Pinocchio by placing the beloved wooden doll in a gritty, Souls-like action RPG. As strange as that sounds, this game excels thanks to its dark fantasy world, challenging boss fights, and captivating story. Pinocchio is famous for lying, and Lies of P cleverly incorporates that into the gameplay with the lying system. At various points in the story, you're given the option to lie or tell the truth. You need to choose wisely because these decisions impact the dialogue, quest paths, the rewards you get, and even the ending. Dave the Diver is a lovely casual game that mixes management simulation with deep-sea exploration and RPG elements. You play as the titular Dave, a diver and owner of a sushi restaurant. During the day, you explore a mysterious body of water called the Blue Hole to catch fish, take on side quests, find lost items, and photograph sea life. At night, you run the sushi bar and use the fish you've caught to create new recipes for your customers. Any profits you make or treasure you find in the ocean can be used to upgrade your diving equipment. Everything is complemented by a comedic tone to ensure Dave the Diver makes you smile from start to finish. Initially launched in 2005, Resident Evil 4 revolutionized the survival horror genre by combining crisp third-person shooter combat with resource management and bone-chilling scenarios. The remake on Steam adds a fresh coat of paint with gorgeous HD graphics and even tighter gameplay. You play as a former police officer, Leon Kennedy, who is sent to a remote village in Spain to find the president's kidnapped daughter. Things turn deadly when he discovers a cult named Los Iluminados, run by zombie-like parasites. Since horror titles are scarier as a single-player experience, Resident Evil 4 is a phenomenal game to play alone. From the minds behind Limbo and Inside, Cocoon is a 3D puzzle platformer that involves jumping between and combining different worlds to solve puzzles. You play as a winged bug creature who discovers various orbs, each containing a world that can be explored to solve brain teasers and fight bosses. The twist? You can carry the orbs, move them around, and even bring them inside other orbs to combine worlds and solve puzzles. This unique concept is presented with a breathtaking art style of vibrant colors, making every second pure eye candy. Overall, Cocoon is an underrated gem and one of the most fascinating single-player PC games. Often considered the coziest game on Steam, Stardew Valley is a delightful farming simulator with RPG mechanics. The story begins with you moving to the charming village of Pelican Town to inherit your late grandfather's farm. There's just one problem: the place needs some tidying up. To breathe new life into your land, you must harvest crops, go fishing, craft items, and explore the nearby caves to mine resources. In your free time, you can mingle with the NPCs, learn their stories, and even get married. Thankfully, the game is not too taxing for computers, making it perfect if you're playing on an older PC. Set in the Dungeons & Dragons universe, Baldur's Gate 3 is a Game of the Year winning turn-based RPG that takes you on a vast journey across the Forgotten Realms. Like the renowned tabletop game, BG3 has you create a character, form a party, explore the world, and take on quests. You assume the role of a shipwrecked adventurer who scours the land in search of a cure for a parasite infection. However, this makes you a target of a vicious cult named Absolute. While the game can be played co-op, the single-player mode gives you more freedom to explore at a comfortable pace and make your own decisions. As part of Sega's Yakuza series, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth provides hilariously over-the-top turn-based combat and a beautiful open world. The plot follows former Yakuza members Ichiban Kasuga and Kazuma Kiryu as they travel to Honolulu to solve the mystery of the former's long-lost mother. While battles are turn-based, you can freely move characters within a radius. Strategically placing your party members in different positions can grant several advantages. The best part is how comical the fights are, allowing you to beat a giant clown with a surfboard and many other delightfully silly scenarios. Persona 3 Reload remakes a classic Atlus JRPG with stunning visuals and quality of life updates. You play as a group called SEES, who investigate a mysterious 25th hour of the day called the Dark Hour, when monsters named Shadows awaken and turn people into zombies. The gameplay is a mix of social simulation and dungeon crawling. During the day, you attend high school, explore the city, and get to know your peers. At night, you climb a tower named Tartarus, made of randomly generated floors. The turn-based combat offers plenty of room for strategy, ensuring battles are fun and engaging. Pepper Grinder brings a twist to the platformer genre with its drill mechanic. In addition to running and jumping, the gameplay involves digging through tunnels to navigate around obstacles, find collectibles, and discover hidden paths. Thankfully, drilling is fast-paced, responsive, and easy to control. You play as an adventurer named Pepper, who must take back her stolen treasure from an army of narwhals. Needless to say, the tone is very silly. While it's a short game, the diverse level designs and unique platforming make it an easy recommendation. If you missed the Star Fox series, X-Zodiac provides the same rail shooter gameplay with a charming art style reminiscent of the Super Nintendo games. You play as Kyu, who travels from planet to planet battling an intergalactic terrorist group called Zodiac. The gameplay is everything you'd want from a modern Star Fox game. You'll be barrel rolling to deflect bullets, boosting to avoid collapsing buildings, locking onto hordes of enemies, and tackling massive bosses at the end of each stage. You can even ride a motorcycle. What more could you ask for? Elden Ring took the world by storm in 2022 thanks to its vast open world, Souls-like gameplay, and world building from Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin. You control the Tarnished, a warrior searching for the shattered pieces of the titular Elden Ring to become the Elden Lord. You explore the lands between, an expansive fantasy world rich with secrets, treacherous dungeons, and colossal bosses. The main campaign can easily last over 100 hours, with about 40 hours of additional content from the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Paper Trail is a top-down puzzle game with origami-inspired brain teasers. The world is an illustration on a page, which you can fold and contort to connect paths, reveal secrets, and much more. The story is a heartfelt journey about a girl named Paige who runs away from home to escape her controlling parents. As she searches for her place in life, you learn more about her mysterious childhood and the devastating tragedy that tore her family apart. Clever, heart-wrenching, and visually stunning, Paper Trail is a must-play puzzle game. Inspired by PS1 games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, Crow Country updates classic survival horror mechanics while maintaining the look and feel of the era. 2 years have passed since theme park owner Edward Crow mysteriously vanished, and journalist Mara Forrest must venture into the now abandoned park to solve the case. With a handgun as your only defense, you must explore the monster-infested area, solve puzzles, manage scarce resources, and unravel the tragic mystery behind the park's closure. If you like retro horror games, don't sleep on this one. Hoyoverse brings yet another well-crafted live service single-player game to the table with their latest in the Honkai series. Honkai Star Rail is a sci-fi adventure set worlds away from the high fantasy of Genshin Impact, boasting turn-based combat and small, self-contained maps to explore. It might be a gacha game, but our Honkai Star Rail review praises the RPG for its story-first approach. During your travels as the Amnesiac Trailblazer, you can expect to encounter a number of Honkai Star Rail characters which you can then pull from Honkai Star Rail banners to take into battle. Arguably the funniest Steam game, Thank Goodness You're Here, is a comedy adventure about slapping things. You control a travelling salesman who gets roped into doing a series of bizarre jobs while exploring northern England. These range from cleaning a supermarket by destroying everything blocking the aisles to convincing a chef to close his food truck by smacking his behind. There's no shortage of humorous puzzles and tasks, each containing an equally hilarious solution. Every joke is beautifully brought to life thanks to the game's fluid animation, quirky art style, and fantastic voice acting. Check it out if you need a good laugh. Generally considered one of the best PC games of all time, fantasy RPG The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has everything you could possibly ask for a gorgeous open world, tons of different quest lines, fascinating characters, and a way too addictive minigame up for a round of Gwent. What truly sets The Witcher 3 apart, though, is its narrative depth. Far more than just simple fetch quests, even the side objectives are little storylines of their own, often starring intriguing characters who present you with difficult choices. 2023 kicked off to a strong start with the launch of Dead Space Remake, revisiting the survival horror game from 2008. Built from the ground up, Dead Space Remake is largely the same as its older sibling, but it features a number of quality-of-life tweaks and upgrades to bring it up to modern standards. As Isaac Clarke, an engineer stationed on the USG Ishimura spaceship, you're trapped on the space vessel while a deadly infection spreads to the corpses on board. The infestation made its way to the morgue, transforming the corpses into necromorphs, deadly and aggressive creatures designed to kill. Arcane Studios has earned a reputation for being one of the best immersive sim developers. When you look at the Dishonored series and Prey, it's easy to understand what makes Arcane so special. Deathloop is no exception to this, stitching together a time loop with a murder mystery to create a special single-player experience. You wake up on Blackreef Island as Colt Vaughn. A man with amnesia learns that he's being assassinated by a woman named Juliana every day. Your job is to work out what's causing the time loop while avoiding the scientists and mysterious woman that want you dead. A dragon has descended from the sky, stolen the heart right from your chest, and left you for dead. Not only has this event left you and the dragon with a permanent scar, you're now doomed to defeat this dragon to fulfill your destiny. Launching 12 years after the first game, Dragon's Dogma 2 largely refines the gameplay of the original. The developers stuck to its guns regarding several controversial gameplay decisions, including limiting fast travel and making certain items difficult to acquire. But these choices make Dragon's Dogma 2 what it is. Of course, that didn't stop the PC fanbase from creating their own Dragon's Dogma 2 mods to address some of the criticisms addressed in the reviews.